Hello to all you lovely people on the earth. The earth. And I don't know, we broadcast out in space, man. Joe's got the signals traveling all the way to Uranus. Everybody can hear the show. E-I-E-I-O. And on this show, we're going to talk about some red pills. Because the blue pill world to the red pill guy, or the red pill, I wouldn't even say guy. Let's say red pill person, because whatever you are, it's more of a cutting through the bull and seeing things for how it really is. But it really when you see, I know people still talking about Will Smith's slap, and the whole Hollywood machine and whatever, and it's their Hollywood red flag, event. It's something that they're Hollywood. They create, right? Well, if you want to call it create, they need to draw attention to their bullcrap. And the awards is those guys patting each other on the back, saying you did such a great job and whatever. And who cares? I mean, I don't even see these movies or know these movies. I don't go to these movies. Will Smith to me is a weak actor, weak character. When he was the goofy young guy in those movies, he was funny. After that, it's not funny anymore. But then he was kind of the only one left that they could put in these movies that people will see across the board and say, hey, I like that guy. They don't have a negative opinion about him, but now people do because of his so-called active aggression against Chris Rock. And Chris Rock, probably millions of people want to smack Chris Rock so they can identify with Will Smith. But I think it's more of people are so judgmental these days, and they're kind of in the world of, hey, how dare you smack Chris Rock at this award ceremony, and your wife. Listen, man, these people have egos the size of the moon, and they don't care about anybody else, and they're all entangled in their own lives. That's why I like it, because even on the truth side, like, a lot of the stuff is staged, yeah, but even on the truth side, when you look at the Kanye, you know, and his tearing himself apart because of his relationship and whatever, and the way he acted, the way he treated his wife, and that's what she said. And they kind of missed that whole story because, like, the media focuses on his crazy antics because the guy's a huge clown. He's funny, he does crazy stuff. I mean, he bought the mansion across the street from his ex-wife just to spy on them. Sit there on the porch, watch it with binoculars. The guy's nuts. But so was OJ. You know what I mean? Like, and then you got Will Smith saying love makes you do crazy stuff. Wonder what was really going through his brain when he actually said that, because I know the guy is struggling. And, slap or not or whatever, I think when you get to a certain point, maybe you don't have people around you that are so real that are going to give you, not give you the answers. I mean, really, are you the type of person that's going to seek answers from other people or acknowledgement or whatever? Like me, myself, I don't worry about stuff like that. I'm not here to impress anybody. And, my life is my life. I more see it how I'm just making my way through life. I'm not here to jump through fire hoops for people and have them all kinds of judgment, right? The more you put yourself in the spotlight, I guess, the more you get there, or you can have the attitude of whatever, I mean, but you still have to work under that machine. Now all the headlines, Will Smith is losing movies, and people are separating from him because of the slap and all. That's how vicious Hollywood can get and turn on you. Obviously these projects were in cancellation before he slapped anybody, and they just take it. You know what the media is. When you're at your lowest, no matter who you are, they're there with a camera in your face saying, how do you feel about this? How do you feel right now? How do you feel? How am I supposed to feel? But my lowest moment. You see all these courtroom shows or people being dragged off, or combating with others, police officers chasing people down, focusing humans at their lowest, but not their best and brightest and highest moments. That's always been interesting to me. That what's peddled and pushed, almost like it's a threat to people to keep in line, you know, because they're definitely, when it comes to police enforcement, it's at the end of a gun, and lots of people get killed for stupid or no reason at all, and that shocks other people, and that keeps you afraid to challenge any kind of authority, because you don't want to be the one that's gonna you know get the worst end of that gun, man. And it happens, right? So Jada Pinkett Smith, I gotta talk about this because it's gone into a world of ha 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 for me. And I'm watching all the cockroaches come out. Now, the dude that she had sex with, the one she didn't, I guess, cheat on. All right, they're married, she and Will Smith, right? And reports were that they have an open relationship that she wanted. you know, I don't think he cares about the open relationship. I think that he loves her, but she doesn't love him. I think that's what's happening. And then she meets this dude and has what she calls an entanglement. You know, it was a 5-year entanglement. That's a long time. That's a long time. That's even a marriage for some people. So, but this is so this guy is a rapper, R&B, whatever. He writes a song all of a sudden that addresses the issue. Of course, he wants people to buy his song, and this is his 15 minutes. That he's going to get payback for being with her. That's kind of how that. There's a picture of them together here, and she's smiling and happy. He looks like he didn't even know where he is, like just kind of leaning on her, and doesn't know where he's got his hand around her, and she's just happy as can be. Now, what if you Will Smith, right? By the way, she came out. She does some kind of podcast on Facebook, and she came out with this about the dude with Will Smith sitting next to her, and admitted the relationship to him. And they described his face as being only crestfallen, like he just couldn't believe it. And this, nobody wants to hear what you regard as yours being with some other dude. It's just not what you want to hear. Anyway, he heard it. So let's okay. So Jada Pinkett Smith's ex is sticking it to the haters. August Alsina. I have such a hard time getting that out, man. August Alsina, 29 years old, in his 20s, she old enough to be his mama, is addressing claims that he is in the midst of authoring a telltale tome about his much storied, lusty romance with Oscar winner Will Smith's wife. Not Jada Pinkett Smith, Oscar winner Will Smith's wife. You see, even this publication, even this, that's a kick right to the nads, man. The guy's not dating Jada Pinkett Smith and having this lusty sexual type of thing. He's dating Will Smith's wife, having a lusty sexual thing. And he looks just like DJ Jazzy Jeff, which is hysterical because that's the guy that Will Smith started off with back in the day. He looks like just like DJ Jazzy Jeff. So, okay. What would be all right, so what would be the the need to write a book about my supposed sex life with anybody ever? He questioned. He said that to people out there, if you're looking for that kind of entertainment, read the book called The Holy Bible while you're at it. This is what he said. So now he's on a Bible kick, right? Okay. Elsewhere, he said Alcina rebuked an internal investigator who inquired about his alleged forthcoming book. He said, "No," he wrote in a response to the busybody, "it would make you a messy thought box of a supposed man for being on Twitter based off lies concerning where my stick goes." The Louisiana native added, punctuating the reference to his penis with the eggplant emoji. There you go. Representatives for Alcina did not immediately respond to the Post's request for a comment. Well, obviously, he's got something to say. He sounds crazy like Kanye. I think I'll put him in that category. Maybe Kanye can hang out with this dude and talk about different things. I don't know. They can go to the same wellness center, rehab, whatever the hell they're gonna go. Well, Kanye's going there, not this dude. But the singer's saucy statements concerning the supposed memoir comes days after he made a thinly veiled, albeit explosive reference to his legendary entanglement affair with married Pinkett Smith, 50, in a new song called "Shake the World." He should have called it "Slap Happy." My new song, Jada Pinkett Smith, "Slap Happy." You know, that goes all kinds of ways. All right. The track's debut closely followed the ongoing chaos caused when Will Smith, 53, slapped Chris Rock, 57, for teasing Pinkett Smith about her short hair during the Academy Awards. All right. And then people start talking about this dude. Yeah, because that this happened. This was revealed only, a year and a half ago, whatever it was. So you don't think it's gone away. And when you see them together, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, you're not feeling the energy. That's a good type of energy between these guys. The picture of her with that R&B dude, she's like happy. I've never seen a picture of her that happy. So sometimes you got to go for that happiness. And Will Smith seems like kind of a very smug dude into himself. I think he's fake on the surface, and deep down, he's a very successful person. He's climbed to the top, and I sometimes I think the people that get up there, they're not really in touch with the world at all. You know, just off, and they're not really themselves either because they're always playing some different role. A lot of them have identity crises. So anyway, so August is ready to sign a big money book deal, which details his romantic liaison with Jada. So they want to give him the book deal because of the relationship. He probably has videotape around somewhere. You know what I mean? Some kind of recording. You know, because it just seems like that's what this world is, man. And then you're gonna see all kinds of stuff. But this guy's got 15 minutes because you know what? Another week and a half, no one's going to care. No one's going to care. So whatever the hell he does, better come out fast. And he doesn't look like Mr. Book Writer either. So, all right. The insider also claimed that Alcina was in the midst of a bidding war with publishers who were promising six-figure payments in exchange for the dirt. August, what happened to that Holy Bible? I guess that didn't come into play. August will go into detail about his time with Jada, and will also speak about how he spent time living in homes owned by Will Smith when he was away filming. Ow! In the man's bed. In the man's bed with the man's wife, in the man's mansion, drinking the man's orange juice, having fun with the man's wife. That's why Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. It wasn't Chris Rock he was slapping. It was all of these people he was slapping. So Alcina seems to deny plans to pen a gossipy tale for a large lump of cash. Yeah, okay. Okay. He said, what another thing about money, that he doesn't care about money. You know what? The people that say they don't care about money are the ones that care about money the most. The most. So And he went on about God, God's promises, the great harvest. You know, I wouldn't be talking about the G word around Jada Pinkett Smith. You know, she's a Scientologist, man. It was Scientologists a very interesting crew. Very interesting crew. They even built a runway for a UFO out west, man. A runway. And one would think, why would a UFO need a runway? You know, I don't know. They seem kind of floaty. Those things can park anywhere they want. All right. Oh, here he goes. He's like, I'm God's very own, so he makes me rich. Not just in spirit. Be blessed. That's nice. That's good. Good for him. He's God's very own. I guess we all just have to eat a shit sandwich, you know. Well, he's blessed. I don't know if you're blessed hanging out with Jada Pinkett Smith. I think God failed you on that one. Where you need to understand the laws of nature. So this is I had this all set up because it was so freaking funny, but I don't want to overdo it either. So I'm just going to talk about these two things, and we're going to be done talking about Will Smith forever unless he does something crazy. So while this happened, you got Denzel Washington sitting in the audience. Of course, Denzel, big actor, everybody knows him. I don't think that his movies are anything anymore. You know, at one time he was very relevant. Now when I see him, he's doing some weird thing or whatever. You know, some kind of low budgety type of bit. So, and I mean, he has his moments, I guess, but he's winding down, you know. And plus, he's like one of those holy rollers right now, all with another guy, a Bible thumper, right? So bad enough if you Will Smith, and you just smacked Chris Rock. Denzel Washington sitting there in the audience and sees this, right? Your wife is I don't know. Apparently, she laughed when he slapped Chris Rock. So you know that's her little go bot. But this just struck me as so irritatingly funny because I don't know if you've ever been the guy in the room that the religious person zooms in on, and then and you try to be polite. I used to be. Now I give it both barrels, man. You know, and I let them know what I think. So if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. You know what I mean? Otherwise, leave me the hell alone. So Denzel Washington was seen speaking intimately with Will Smith shortly after the King Richard actor got up on stage and slapped the host Chris Rock during the Oscars live telecast. Another one who's doing well is Chris Rock. Now he's got all these sold out shows. You know, he was floundering a little bit. I mean, his comedy is going to the wayside. He also is not as relevant. His comedy acts are very anti, you know, all this crap out there, PC and Me Too and all the other stuff. So a lot of these comedians aren't as relevant as they used to be. So this brought him, God gave him a shot in the arm. So let's see. Smith was responding to a joke Chris Rock had made. Blah 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 blah. We know this already. Uh, Denzel Washington was in the audience, having been nominated for his role in Macbeth. He was Macbeth. You know? Both he and writer director Tyler Perry went and spoke with Will Smith during a break in the show and before he was ultimately awarded the Oscar for Best Actor. On Saturday, April 2nd, Washington made an appearance with the author and past TD Jakes during his international leadership summit. What do I even care about that part? So Jakes joked that Washington approached Smith and at the Oscars like he had stepped in the middle of World War III. So there's a saying: when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong. There, Washington responded. So these guys are bringing the devil into it all the time. You know what I mean? Then he goes on. The devil goes, "Oh no, leave him alone. He's my favorite." Conversely, when the devil comes at you, maybe it's because you're trying to do something right. And for whatever reason, the devil got a hold of that circumstance that night. So he's saying that Will Smith can't slap the devil out of Chris Rock, right? Standing in the middle of an award show, talking about God and the devil, standing in the middle of Hollywood people who know about, tolerate, condone, and also encourage child rape, drug smuggling, sex trades, just sex smuggling, every evil thing you could think of. And every time they come out with information on people, who's the pedophile, who's the pedophile pimps, and all that, it goes away. It goes away fast. So for Denzel Washington just to sit there all smugly talking about the devil and whatever, he is the devil. He serves the devil. The devil is his master. Every time Denzel Washington gets a check from that Hollywood machine, he's using money from the devil to promote his own life. So I don't want to hear that stuff. And that's my rant on that. But I don't like people who are self righteous because they're always wrong. All right. So he didn't go into specifics about what he said, blah, blah, blah. But he said, but there but the grace of God go any of us. Who are we to condemn? Washington wondered. Who are we to condemn? I can judge people for myself. That's who I am. I can judge who I want to be around, who I don't want to be around. I can judge what kind of situation I want to be in, and when, even my reaction, especially after it already happens, you can be looking back, right? Because sometimes when you're in the middle of a certain situation, things go awry, and there's not much you can do about it until you just ride it out. Even when you know it's messed up, you just have to ride it out, you know? So Denzel elaborated later, of course, I couldn't have sat in my seat. No way. I could have sat in my seat. That's just not who I am. Yeah, because you want to put your fat nose in people's business. He should have slapped Denzel. If I was Will Smith, I'd be on a happy slap fest. Denzel Washington come in my face. Michael, who by the grace of God, what was that, Denzel? When you're doing something wrong and the devil's laughing, he's happy. What was that? what what did you say, Denzel? God. Oh, you know, I would slap him until he stopped, until he shut the f up. Stop with your religious bunk, dude. I'm not the kind of person that should be trifled with. I'm a slap happy Hollywood freak, right? And got an award for slapping people. That's right. They gave me the award, the Oscar. So he elaborated later. Denzel said, "Oh God, please, Will." Since the slap, Smith has apologized multiple times. Not to Chris Rock, by the way, only on Twitter and the media and whatever. You see, Elon Musk bought bought the controlling interest in Twitter, where he could actually make decisions, sit on the board, man. So I have that. That guy's my hero. I like him more every day. Put it that way. And I don't like people as a whole, but Elon Musk, he's the dude. He really is. But all right. So Will Smith said he's ready to fully accept all consequences. You know what? That's the speech of a dude who has given up, man, given up. And you're sitting there with Denzel, and Denzel probably had some really bad tuna breath. When people get a certain age, they don't care what their breath smells like anymore. And Denzel probably had a big tuna sandwich before. He seems like a tuna sandwich kind of guy, doesn't he? Like a big tuna sandwich, like a good one, because he's rich. Like a big, good tuna sandwich. He's getting there in his limousine, having a big tuna sandwich. And then here he is, and that tuna sandwich is aged in his mouth, you know. And here's Will Smith, and Denzel like, Will. I saw because Will Smith was sitting down, and Denzel was like on top of him, bending over into his face. That's like the worst possible thing. I need a barrier around me. I can't handle people being that close unless there's somebody I really want to let get that close to me. I don't worry about close talkers because I'm 6'5". So for them, they want to talk to my chest. That's fine. I don't like that either. You know what I mean? I start flailing my arms around a little bit, and they get a little scared. Danger, danger. There's people. So Will Smith has a mom, right? Of course, he's got a mom. The mom speaks out about the Oscars slap. And she said that's the first time she's ever seen him go off, which doesn't mean he hasn't gone off before. But I think that this dude has been driven with his what he's feeling for his wife in that whole bit with her with a dude for 5 years. 5 years, man. The guy just she didn't have a fling. It wasn't just a little entanglement. This was a full on hardcore bang bang love fest go on, tripping around, going to places, private aircraft, flying around in Will Smith's dime, basically, in his mansions, doing all that stuff. So yeah, man, that's just something, dude. Even on, let's just say you're a regular old guy, you're not Will Smith, you're just Bob the Carpenter, right? You got a nice carpenter's truck. You're proud of it, you know. It's what you work in every day, and your wife is banging some dude and he's driving your truck. See, just like that. You find out the guy drove your truck, ate your food, slept in your bed. What are you supposed to feel in all of that? So that's the thing with open relationships. Why bother having one? You know, it's supposed to be about uh, a trust between two people, right? The relationship, you know, that you know that person's not cheating on you and you're not cheating on them. Even if you lie to each other, whatever, people do what they do. But cheating, that's that's something right there that there's no point in having a relationship if you're going to be in somebody else's bed. Anyway, or if you're going to have some dude in your bed, yeah, I wouldn't stand for it, and I would shoot them both out of a cannon on that on that case. That would be just an embarrassment. This dude said years ago that he wanted to be the most famous person in the world so his wife would never cheat on him because he got cheated on when he was 15 and that messed him up. So he's already got historical problems, right? Then you got tuna breath Denzel Washington talking in your face, acting like he knows your life or he knows anything about anything, you know? Like those people never know anything about anything. But they want to give you advice. Yeah, and ask for your advice. I don't care what you think. It doesn't make my day or break my day or who thinks what or when and where and how because I'm not trying to appease any demons in that world. You know, I'm just living my life. That's it. All right. Carolyn Smith, Will Smith's mom, gave her first interview, probably ever, who knows, about the shocking turn of events. Because she's definitely off the radar. No one really talks about Will Smith's mom. Now he's gonna be like, keep keep my mom's name out your mouth. Carolyn Smith gave her first interview about the shocking turn of events on Hollywood's biggest night for Hollywood, right? And saying she had never seen him go off like that in his life. Will issued a public apology on Monday evening, saying he was triggered by Rock's joke about wife Jada Pinkett Smith's hair or lack of hair. He is a very even people person. Carolyn, who is 85, God bless her, 85 years old, told WPVI in Philadelphia. That's the first time I've ever seen him go off. The first time in his life, she added, I've never seen him do that. So that's got to tell you. So here you have someone acting out of his character. And not just that, but emotionally acting out of his character in an awards event, surrounded by people, in a moment of his moment of getting an Oscar, right? He's lucky he didn't go up there and have that dude hand him an Oscar. God knows what he would have done with that. So, it is kind of streamlined. The King Richard star walked to the stage and slapped Rock for saying Jada could star G.I. Jane 2. Boo, 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 boo. Rock was apparently unaware Jada suffers from alopecia. If she does, it hasn't been actually established. She does hawk the meds for the pharmaceutical company that sells that type of stuff on her show. After the slap, Will then returned to his seat but dropped several F bombs, yelling at Rock not to talk about his wife. Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. That's when Chris Rock should have been like, I'll talk about your wife. I'll talk about her and that dude that she was riding on for 5 years. A stallion. Then he's like, then Will Smith would have ran back up and Rock could have just taken off. Like have him chase around, going through the audience, past Meryl Streep, past The Rock. There you go. All right. We got past this. Despite the controversy, I'm proud of him being him, Carolyn said. Sure, she's proud of her baby. Look at her here, nice big smiling face, you know? But he got poisoned, mama. Got poisoned by Hollywood. He's not happy. Poisoned, and you got to get him back. You got to get him back to Philly. Get him back. He probably has his room still in the house. All right. She said, I know how he works. I know how hard he works. She gushed. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for him to win an Oscar after 3 acting nominations. When I heard his name, I was just like, yes. Carolyn said, Will had the full support of his family going into the Oscars, and she texted the family chat first thing that morning to remind everybody to wish him luck. That's cute, man. I love that stuff because, you know what I mean? She's proud of him. Of course she is. I bet she doesn't like that Jada Pinkett Smith. I bet Will Smith's mom has got a lot to say about that woman. So anyway, while Will said in his acceptance speech that his mom declined to attend the show in L.A. because she was watching it with her suburban Philly knitting group, she actually watched it at home with family. Liar, he lies, including Will's sisters Ellen and Pam. Who knew? Everyone was dressed to the nines for the home viewing of the award show. So how did they feel when they saw this go on? I mean, here's his big night, whole full career. He's in his 50s, man, finally getting an Oscar, because he's not Mr. Actor. So I think that just by him, I think that is just kind of a freebie, you know. He's not Mr. Actor. I don't take him as a great actor. He's just that guy. He fits the suit. You know what I mean? So Ellen told the news outlet that she's long watched her brothers excel in Hollywood despite a difficult path. Everyone has been bullied and abused in some kind of way in the spotlight, she said. You really don't know what it takes to get there. I've had conversations with him, and it really kind of broke my heart listening to the things he said he had to go through to get where he is. But you see, that's what he wanted. You can't feel bad. This is the path that he chose for himself, but what's the path? Sure, he's got a lot of fame, he's got a lot of money. Is he with someone who loves him? No. Is he with someone who has an interest in his future and his best interest, of somebody who even cares if he's feeling bad? I mean, isn't that what you want from your significant other? You want them to be there for you emotionally, like you're there for them. But when they're not, and they put up a wall, you're just isolated in your own world, and you're like, why am I in this? And this is where he's at. Plus, this woman's out, you know, jumping on this other dude for 5 years, and I'll guarantee he wasn't the only one. You know, she seemed like she rode the carousel. But all right, so violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive, he wrote to Will Smith. This was his apology. My behavior last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but jokes about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. That's bullcrap. When he came off that stage, he was smiling. He was going. He had a mental breakdown, freaking nervous breakdown. Then Bill Maher gets out there. He's trying to get slapped, and he's like, that's alopecia and whatever is the least of her worries. It's like, be lucky she doesn't have cancer, and everybody's calling Will Smith the moron. So there's part of the liberal Hollywood that makes him into a victim. The rest of it makes him into the moron. But no matter what, they all have an opinion, even to and a breath Denzel Washington. They all have an opinion. So the headlines, Netflix and Sony are halting production because of Will Smith and his slap. And let's see. Uh, here's one guy. The martial arts move that could have saved Chris Rock's life. He didn't die, Chris Rock. So Oh my God. So I think Will Smith is. Let's see. Ric Flair says Will Smith, Chris Rock's Oscar slap was bullcrap. It wasn't real. We got that. Everybody's got everybody's got their opinion. You know, I'd be going to people like the Pope. I want to hear. What do you think, Pope? Will Smith slap. Oh, the devil's in him. Denzel. Tuna breath is right. The devil, the devil. Give me some money. Give me some money, and the devil will go away for a while. Yeah, yeah. Give me some cash. Give me some cash. Oh, Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson was on the show talking to somebody, and they asked him, who was it? I think it was that Gimboy Jesse Waters, man. Who was he talking to? Yeah, Jesse Waters. You know that guy? He's on Fox Snooze. You know, and he's I don't know. He's just one of these like ultra conservative type of dudes, and there are people that just extremist and over the top, and Jesse Waters is one of them. So it's I like people who are balanced. I want news out of my news. I don't want opinion. I got my own opinions, you know. So, but here's Mel Gibson in an interview with this dude, and then Jesse Waters goes and asks him about the Rock slap, and then Waters he asked the question. Gibson laughed hard, and then some handler for Gibson broke in to say the interview was over. She was like, thank you, Jesse. That's all of our time," says some female voice, prompting Waters to end the interview. So they wouldn't even let Hollywood talk. Isn't that funny? They let Biden talk about all kinds of crazy stuff, like going to war with Russia. He keeps talking about that. Yeah, they have to come out with all kinds of excuses afterwards. I know. I didn't even talk about that yet, but this is more fun talking about this. I can see people blowing up all day long. That's not fun for me. You know, that's just horrible images, and you got to think that there's nothing you can do personally. You know, all the snake oil salesmen are out there, and all the vermin. You know, all the parasites trying to suck money out of you for this crisis and that crisis and whatever. Ugh, it's terrible, terrible. All right, so I want to talk about, and plus I want this Kanye out of my face too, man, because this dude, he's at the end of his rope, you know, and the end of his rope is including, you know, going to get help, basically. So, you know, he lost Coachella. That's $8.5 million. You know, because he's a nut. You know, they gave Will Smith an Oscar though for smacking, acting like a nut, saying weird stuff. Do this and do that or whatever. Ugh. Oh, Kanye's now Yee had been publicly addressing his divorce proceedings and co-parenting arrangement with his strange wife, Kim Kardashian. Every time I see Kardashian, like, why are they talking about theirs? You know, even Kim, she's more the centerpiece. The rest of them, it's like, what, you don't even need to mention their names. They're just parasites. They're more another group of parasites out there. You know, because they're wealthy people. People look up to them or something, or they want to be like that. Or what, I don't know what it is, man. I don't find it entertaining. Dave West, 44 years old, is planning to check into a treatment center, and he's trying to get social media circuit because I think that he's probably an overload load. He was pretty crazy to begin with, and then you know, when you add more crazy to crazy, it's not a good scene. You know what I'm saying? The outlet reported that West is staying in Washington to be with the four children, Kim Kardashian. What's his kid's name? North, who's Saint 6, Chicago 4, and Psalm 2. Oh, yeah. Okay. Reps for West didn't immediately respond to Fox News request for comment. and but he says that he's having issues, man, and he wants to go look into himself and whatever. Good for him. He should go to some regular old place. Go. Don't even go into rehab. Go to like India. Go to Africa. Go to some place where people are suffering and see how they're living their lives. Even here in America, but people know him. Dave Chappelle, when he flipped out, he went to Africa, and because nobody knew him, he walking around the streets. Nobody knew it was Dave Chappelle. He was just another dude. You know what I mean? So anyway, and then he said Kim is literally the best mother I've ever met. What she does for those kids is amazing. No, this is what Pete Davidson said. He's like, you are so effing lucky that she's your kid's mom. Davidson added, I've decided I'm not going to let you treat us like that anymore, and I'm done being quiet. Grow the F up. This is Pete Davidson talking to Kanye. I would have said that day one. I would have just been running around to say, you're out. Knock you out. Knocks ye. Be ye. And you just want to be with me, ye. Come fun. You know what? But he has that attitude like a lot of these dudes in his industry have. Women are bitches, and you treat them like crap, and that's a thing. It's a thing. And she said she didn't like being treated like crap. I mean, she's there for a long time, got enough kids with him. I think people just take what they take. So it just goes to show you, no matter what level, you know, there are people that want to get there to that level, but when they get there, they're still them. Aside from being tweaked by society, right? So then we come to the models of Instagram. It's a phenomenon. And a lot of people don't know how these girls make their money because you see them, they're not really models. You know what I mean? They're not doing stuff, whatever. If they become influencers and they have enough people, they can definitely advertise products, which they do, but that doesn't go too far either. Their mainstay of income, and this is the truth of it, is that these Arab sheikhs hire these girls as prostitutes for a weekend, for a week, for 2 weeks. They do whatever they want to do to them. I mean, you don't even want to know the laundry list. You can look it up yourself of what some of these girls are saying, what they were made to do. But that's the life. They live the life, and the the expensive beaches and expensive cars with expensive clothes, with all the high end stuff. So, but these models say that they're too beautiful for love. And then they say it's out of their control because they're so beautiful, right? This is a, a poisonous part of our world. I think the people that think like this and the ones that are like this. Beauty is skin deep. Any of these girls are going to, well, first of all of them are going to age, and some people hit the wall really soon, and then that the beauty goes out the window. Then they have to, what do? They put in filler, pump up their lips and pump up their cheeks. They look ridiculous. They look like they're having an allergic reaction or something, man. Like it doesn't look healthy or natural or nothing. And this is what their version of beauty is. And then, you can be anything, any woman, anything, and have these guys out there on Facebook or Instagram saying you on whatever. That means nothing. Those guys are nothing, people are nothing. If they need to be stroked like that, and the ones that put out the selfie 30 times a day, put out little faces that never, who wants that in their lives? I mean, anyway, these guys, because they have no life, and then there are one of these girls who are like they're too beautiful to. These girls think they're too beautiful to date. So here we go. A growing number of models and social media influencers claim they are being penalized for being too beautiful, resulting in they repeatedly getting rejected from dating apps amid accusations of intimidating dating apps don't believe they are the one. While most people want to put their best faces forward, the pack of beauties claims that is exactly what's keeping them from landing lovers. So they're saying that the dating app is keeping them away because they're too beautiful. It's rejecting them. I get that all the time from my Facebook kids telling me I'm too ugly, and it puts me in some kind of trash heap, and I gotta get out of there. I have to undo what they did, man. Let's see. Tahila Paris, a 24-year-old Playboy model, claims Bumble removed her profile despite her protestations that her photos didn't break the lines. She not for a few hours because the pictures I was posting were removed, even the normal photos of her boobies hanging out. Of course, that's how you want to land a guy. You just have them focus on your parts, right? Meanwhile, all these women say that they want to be held in high regard, not just sexualized. They don't want to be an object, no objectification. Then you have this, right? And that's all these girls are is objectification. You don't know who they are, what they are. You just see their bodies. Big deal. You know what I see? I see a huge price tag when I see girls like this because I know even to spend 5 minutes with one of them, you gotta dole out thousands, all the crap they into, all the crap they like. Oh my god, girls are high end, man. They don't want some regular old schmo. They want some rich bastard, right? So anyway, that's how it goes. They judge guys on the size of their wallet. That's for girls like this, and it's not that they're trying to get a date. Tell me that they don't have people in their world. They have to go on some dating app. That's just kind of funny to me. Let's see. She said it happened 3 or 4 times with different pictures, but that's this just bitching because they don't want like the sexy pictures on there. I guess all the nipples hanging out, that type of thing, which I never object to, me personally. You know, but I don't follow these people anyway. Like on Instagram, I'm barely even on Instagram. I don't even know what the hell I have it on my phone anymore. I'm thinking about going back to Twitter because Elon Musk bought part of it, and that's the only thing that's motivating me to go back there. Otherwise, it's just another uh, hate fest that I don't want to be part of. Trying to say all this negativity, you know what I mean? She said after living single for 4 years, she took to the platform. You actually think this girl's single for 4 years? Yeah, single, but she's dating. I mean, how many dates has she had in 4 years, and not from some of these platforms, you know? But let's see. Yeah. The photos I posted were very basic. One was a selfie of myself. One was a picture of a friend of mine. It's the beach. I tried to keep her model esque. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that they have the pictures like right here, and they're not. I mean, whatever. I mean, they're what they are. I don't know why it's whatever, but their complaining is the problem. They're complaining because that's what these people do. They don't get their way. They complain about everything. Let's see. And let me get this. Let's see. Let's see. Allah Haf from Mold Hills, 57,000 bucks a year on OnlyFans, but despite her apparent crowd-pleasing looks, she's regularly kicked off the dating apps. How much? 7 grand. Shake platforms look claim they touched it. They just they're fake people, and they're trying to get on there. You smoke whatever. They're not real. And the girls are like, sign me up, friend me, and click on this link. That type of crap. So, which is another reason why Facebook fails. Look at this one. I would never post anything offensive, but it's hard to find a picture of myself wearing clothes when 90% of my pictures are in lingerie, swimwear due to my work. See, I can handle a girlfriend like, and I'm absolutely single. And looks pretty interesting, I'm a photographer. Actually, all figures in, but I'm not on those platforms either. They kick me off too. Yeah, okay. For other women, the dating apps aren't a problem. Elizabeth Marie Chevalier, 27-year-old Playboy and Maxim model, said her looks are too intimidating for her dates, though. The San Diego-based model was amassed who has amassed over 3 million followers on Instagram, said the men that she dates struggle to hold a conversation because they're looking at your boobs. It's very distracting. You may well date a blind guy or something, man. You got to fix problems somehow. Dating is hard. Guys are scared because I'm too beautiful. Chevalier said she's been single for 6 months. I've been told I'm intimidating to guys because I'm tall, 5 foot, 6 foot, and I'm beautiful, and I have a very intense personality. So, so humble, and who called her are normally too cocky and self-obsessed. She added, because they see beautiful women as trophies. Yeah, because that's what she presents herself as. These guys, they don't care. They just want the best one, the best model at the time, the best thing. They don't care. They're not looking for a lively conversation. Yeah, they're looking for that trophy. That's all that they care about. And this is the kind of guy these people seek out. So you are right. Show right there. As next week on this here show, News